when we're dealing with hamstring tension, and realistically this could be applied to any muscle, we want to be sure that we're giving that muscle, that affected area, that super tight area, a reason to relax. And if you're cautious about using it, or if you're returning from an injury, or if you're sore from a lift or a game, there's a good reason for your body not to be comfortable working out a certain area. So if that's the case, we have to do two things. One, we have to contract it at its end range isometrically, meaning not moving. So getting to your end range and then contracting at a decently hard rate. That's what I want to start with because it's the safest way to contract a muscle. Two, under a submaximal load, we want to be able to work that through that area through its full range of motion, not under significantly heavy load, but at least under some load to give the body a reason to say, hey, we're strong here, we can relax here. This area, this motion is not going to hurt us. When we're talking about the hamstring specifically, we're going to do two things to make sure that both those pieces of criteria are met. The first one, this is something we want to do both these things by ourselves without any help, is going to be a simple hamstring stretch that we'll add a end range contraction to. So a lot of times we'll get into this stretch right here, and I want you to find a deep stretch in the belly of the hamstring. So slight bend in the knee here, bringing that knee up towards your chest. You're going to hold here for anywhere between 1 to 2 minutes. And when you're holding this position, I really want you to breathe through that belly. Breathing signals to your body that whatever position you're in, it's comfortable. You can survive there. You can maybe even be strong there, but you're not going to be strong somewhere, or your body's not going to let you go to that position unless you learn how to breathe there first. Otherwise, your body kind of sees that as more of a dangerous situation, given you need to breathe in order to live. From this position, after your 2-minute stretch with super deep breathing through your belly, you're going to do two contractions. A contraction driving your knee downward. So I'm holding my hands here, but I'm going to try to contract my hamstring, or everything on the back side of this leg, to drive my knee down. Then after 10 seconds of going as hard as I possibly can, and we really want to progress into that, so I want to start very light and get stronger and stronger and stronger, then I'm going to pull my knee up towards my chest, contracting the opposite side. So again, I'll hold that contraction for 10 seconds, then I'll grab the knee and pull it back up, get a little bit deeper in the stretch. You can also do this with a partner. I find that works a little bit easier in terms of pushing, or like I have a squat rack back here, you can put your foot up against a squat rack or a door frame to have more of a firm surface to drive against. Either are good options. The main key is you want to learn to relax in this really extended, almost leg straight position, and then you want to be able to contract. So those two things are very, very huge. Then after we've done a couple of reps of that contraction both down and up, then we want to try to load that affected area a little bit, or at least work it through its full range of motion. When you're sore or tight or cautious in a certain area, typically the last thing you want to do is contract all that muscle at a certain point. However, that's exactly what we need to do to be able to give the body permission to relax. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this relatively light 3-pound ankle weight, and we're going to work my hamstring through its full range of motion. There are a lot of different options you can do with this. Sometimes we can stand up, do kind of a standing hamstring curl. You can lie on your stomach and do a lying hamstring curl, both similar to machines that are popular in the gym. I'm going to do one that is not available in the gym, so more like a leg extension here, where I'm just going to simply try to keep my knee as high as I can as I slowly straighten that leg out, especially when you get to the top here, and where you try to straighten that leg is where I'm going to try to contract my hamstring, and then I'm going to pull my heel back down. Obviously, gravity will pull me down no matter what, but I want to take this motion and make it as active as possible and as far up as I possibly can before I pull it back down. Again, using all the stuff on the backside to pull it down, squeezing at the bottom, trying to contract my hamstring to get my calf touching my hamstring there, and then slowly squeezing stuff on here. Again, trying to allow my body the opportunity to work through that range of motion that's tight and give that affected area some reassurance that if I move or contract in that area, nothing's going to get hurt. That's really what what a lot of tension can come down to, is your body doing a protective job, trying to make sure that you don't hurt yourself or go too far. This is why we start with very submax load. It's why we start with isometrics, to make sure that nothing is getting you to a point where you feel super uncomfortable or to the point where anything is painful. That's the number one key. We don't go into pain. Make sure we work that range of motion at its end range and through its full range.